And good afternoon. It's another episode of the Gary and Mark Show, and I'm Gary.
And I am Mark.
And we're coming to you not live.
But we are alive.
We are alive.
And we are alive somewhere very special.
Yes, we are.
That would be?
We are on the tower at Camp Mondamon in Tuxedo, North Carolina.
And that tower sitting on over Lake Summit.
Lake Summit. And in the distance, not so far away, we can see one of our sponsors, Rabbit Island.
And we should actually be recording there, but we, for some reason, today's not the day.
Today's not the day, and we're not going to have a video with pictures because the residents of Rabbit Island, they're the restrictive covenants. They like to keep it kind of a secret. So it's kind of secluded, but we can see it. We'll just tell you.
It's beautiful.
There it is. It's absolutely beautiful. I wonder what all the people are doing out there today.
Well, there's a lot to do. And, people are still becoming members.
They are.
They can do that on our website.
And I have a little Rabbit Island story from the other day.
I want to hear that.
Well, I drove our van, which is our reliable vehicle. It has a Rabbit Island sticker on the back window, to Coleman Freeman Auto Sales because I'm looking for another car.
You've been looking for about 8 weeks now.
I've been looking for a while. I need a reliable piece of transportation that I can use. And so the salesperson, nice guy named Josh, he's standing out there and we're talking. And I said, yeah, I drove here in that Nissan van, and he sees this sticker on the back and he goes, oh, you're from Rhode Island.
See, we get this sometimes.
I said, no, I'm not. If you can't tell by my accent, I'm not from Rhode Island. That is for Rabbit Island. And he said, Rabbit Island? I said, yes, Rabbit Island. It's a gated community. It's a private resort. And he wanted me to tell him more. And the next thing you knew, no, I was talking about the Gary and Mark Show. Now, he promised to give us a visit. So maybe he has. So just in case, in the next episode, or the one we're having right now, hello to Josh at Coleman Freeman.
Okay. And this episode, when people hear this, will be around the middle of the month.
Middle of the month.
And so we're on here at this tower, which has been here, we assume, since the beginning of this camp.
I think the uprights are some of the originals. This tower was built, I'm going to say 20 or 21.
And the camp opened in 1922, or is it 21?
Maybe, I think it's 21.
And it's still operating, and it's still same family.
Yeah, and so if it started in 21, this will actually be the 100th year.
You're right.
Yeah.
I'm thinking it's 22. You know why? Because they would have already been talking about that.
Maybe so.
But
we had the 50th in 71. I do remember that.
Well, Gary's memory is definitely better than mine.
About that stuff. Because that was your first summer.
That's
and
true.
It was Mondamon's 50th summer.
Well, that was a good summer for me to come.
Yeah, it was.
So Gary and I have walked around. I've not been here in years. Gary we both don't live that far away, but I just don't get by here. But Gary
10 miles.
10 miles. So I'm more like probably 18.
Yeah.
But nice. And a lot of it looks very similar, and they've done a lot of upgrades too. But it has a lot of good memories, and this is where we met.
Yes, it is.
And we walked into the old cabin where I used to, my very first summer as a counselor, Sleepy Hollow East. Shout out to any kids that may be around. They should be around, but who were in that summer. And Gary was next door in Sleepy Hollow West.
That's right.
And so we have been on the Grand Tour. Now, we're on what would be called, I don't know what you call it, downtown Mondamon, but we've not gone on the back 40, which is their hundreds and hundreds of acres they own over behind the girls' camp.
Yeah.
But this lake's very pretty. And we will put a picture on the website of the lake, but we can't point out Rabbit Island unless you're a member. If you're a member, we'll take a picture. You can ask for a picture to be sent to you. We can do that.
That's right. You may
That's right.
well, you may have to get a password or something.
Yeah.
'Cause
So
it's like the gate, going in the gate. at Rabbit Island.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. But it's real, and you can be a member of that resort. Remember, check out the podcast about our answer to timeshares.
That's right.
That's true. They are one of our big sponsors.
And this would be a good time to note that we do have an official legal counsel now. Joseph Clark.
He has come
Squatty
aboard.
Buddy, Joseph Clark has agreed to be our legal counsel.
And so that is good news. Not that we've had any reason to, but
We've never been convicted.
that's true.
Never been
and I keep saying I've never been arrested, but Gary always hems and haws when we get to that point. But he's saying, well, okay, we'll move off the subject. But, our opportunity to get arrested could be coming up, because I was thinking of something.
Uh-huh.
We have some sponsors who have actually sent us money.
Right.
Most of them have sent us just good pats on the back, which we love too. Love hearing from people.
Yeah, especially if they share us. Right?
That's true. And we need people to share this. And we'll get to our Share the Love campaign in a minute. But I was thinking, Gary, to help raise money.
Yeah.
You're an orphan, aren't you? I mean, aren't you?
I am.
In theory, your parents are both.
Yeah.
My parents are both deceased.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking about.
We could get adopted?
Well, I thought about that, but I thought about some sort of help the orphans fund.
Uh-huh.
People give money for orphans.
Yeah.
And we're orphans, right?
Yeah, and
So-
we're old.
We're old orphans.
Yeah.
You think Squatty Body Joseph? You think you could ask him if that would be legal?
Legal.
Run that by him.
Or do we just do it, and then if we get in trouble, have him try and get us out?
You know what? That's often easier. Because people may not even question us.
Yeah.
All right. So if you want to donate money to the Save the Orphans Fund or help the Orphans Fund,
Just small bills, just in an envelope.
and don't mark them.
Don't worry.
Unmarked bills, yeah. So send that on. Yeah, your address is on the website, www.garyandmartin.com.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, it's nice to be here for another episode.
Yes, it is.
And right at the beginning of the first of the year, you may have seen a couple of YouTube videos called for our, Show the Love campaign. We were trying to up our social media numbers.
Yes, we're trying to up our numbers.
We need to up something.
Yes,
Yeah.
and we hope you can up yours. But if you could help us up our numbers,
And you can do that.
we'll
by-
help you up yours.
You can tell people about
Yeah.
us. So we had this campaign. We're trying. I set some goals to get a few more people on Facebook,
Yeah.
a few more people on YouTube, a few more on Instagram, and a few more on Podbean, which is the host of this podcast, meaning that's where they're stored, and you're hearing it from there. And we sent that out. We had a couple videos, and guess how that went, Gary?
How'd that go?
Let's just say nobody's hiring me to be their social media expert. I can tell you that. But we did.
But small is beautiful.
And you know what? Baby steps is it. We absolutely, actually, we made our goal and beat it on Facebook.
Whoa.
We were at 295 followers, which to us sounds like a lot.
Yeah.
Some people it doesn't. And I hope my goal was 300. And as of yesterday, it's 303
Whoa.
followers.
Read it and weep.
Yes.
303 followers.
And if those 303 followers would just listen to an episode,
yeah, just listen.
we would be
and then share.
and share.
Yeah.
Instagram, which I still haven't even understood what that is, but we have a place.
Yeah, my wife does Instagram.
And so we had 41 at the beginning. I set a goal of 43, and we have 43.
Probably some of those people either have brothers or sisters.
Could be.
Could be.
Could be.
Yeah.
And YouTube. Now that's where we're falling down YouTube. Now so we're going to get there, but we had 16 subscribers. We're now up to 18.
Whoa.
And you think percentage-wise, that's actually a big growth.
Oh, that's a jump.
Yeah. And on Podbean, that's kind of an unusual place to follow us, but that's how you can people also follow us on iTunes and Spotify, but this is one place they do it. I think it's our hardcore listeners.
Yeah.
We had 46.
Yeah.
I think we made it to 47, but I think I subscribed my wife. She doesn't even know it.
Oh.
But that's still 47.
Hey.
I'm out of relatives to sneak into
Yeah.
I don't have access to their computers. But hey, I can't complain, okay?
Yeah.
I wouldn't call it an epic fail, but it's
We're as small programs go, really small, with a small group of followers. It's a really small group of followers.
But they're dedicated.
We're probably one of the best.
You know what?
Really, really small. I mean, really small.
That's true.
Yeah.
And and we appreciate every one of our
Yeah.
listeners and those people that do subscribe and all that stuff. But I can tell you that we do have some news, okay? And of course,
Yeah.
Australia is having those terrible
Yep.
wildfires.
Yep.
But just every day I get a report from this company called Chartable. And they track iTunes and Spotify listens, and you get this daily report. And why, I have no clue, but it's free to subscribe to it. So yesterday, we were 80th in comedy interviews in Australia.
Wow.
Which means those poor people are desperate
They're
to have
desperate
some bit of uplift
Yeah.
to their lives right now. So that's always good.
And tell you, that's tough.
It is. It is. I can't even imagine them. We've had wildfires around North Carolina mountains before, but there's nothing like this.
Nothing like that, but it was 16. It was fall of 16. That's when Gatlinburg.
Oh, yeah.
And
Lake
and
Lure as well.
Lake Lure, and then Pinnacle Mountain down South Carolina. And it's the first time I recall, living in Hendersonville, that you didn't want to go outside and breathe the air.
Well,
and there are people that deal with that every day.
I know. And it's just devastating. And I just wish them somehow, Godspeed and getting back to normal. I don't know when that will happen. Well, Gary, it's January. You know what that means for the Gary and Mark Podcasting University, don't you?
Let's see, January. It starts a new academic session.
You do. In second semester.
Ooh.
There you go. Yeah. We were on winter break from the university, so we haven't had to do a whole lot of work on that. But so the admissions office is now open again.
Yeah, and we've added to our faculty. We now have Spring Briggs she is in charge of triathlon training.
Ooh. And that goes along with Don Solomon, who's in charge of marathon.
He's the athletic director, and she is the director of women's athletics.
Okay, and we have, because of Title IX, we must have equal.
We do. We must have, and she, the fact that she lives across the street from me has nothing to do with her joining. There's no favoritism shown.
Well, of course not, and that makes faculty meetings much easier.
Yeah, it was just, hey,
pull off.
How about me? Could I be on your faculty? And like, sure. And if you were to go to Spring's house, in the front room, there's probably 4 bicycles.
Wow. So when you say triathlon, then that's bicycling, swimming, and
running.
Wow. So she's good at all 3 of those.
Well, she would say she's not real good at 1 or 2 of them, but she's trying to get better at them. But she did point out, she's in her mid-40s, that you really hit your peak, your running peak, sometime in your 40s.
Really?
I'm like, oh,
I was thinking mine was like when I was 11. I think it's probably the last time I ran too.
Yeah. Yeah, my running days are gone.
If you had to pick 3 sports that you could be in your own triathlon, which would those be? Hiking, would that be one?
Oh, yeah, hiking would be one. And we're not, napping doesn't count, right?
Why not?
Why not?
Why not? If when you're in your 60s and 70s, why not?
Yeah.
Power naps,
hiking. Oh, I guess I would enjoy paddling, flat water probably.
Mm-hmm.
Like paddling out to Rabbit Island, but
and it is a gorgeous day. The temperature right now here in Tuxedo is,
well, I think the air temp's high 40s, but I checked, we have a wind out of the northwest 11 miles an hour, which means it feels more like low 40s.
And we're actually outside.
We are outside.
But the sun's out.
Sun's
rained
out
earlier.
Sun is on my back.
And it is gorgeous. And we will put a photo of the lake here and on our website with this episode, so check that out. So other news, in addition to getting that daily report of where we stand. Now, when we get one and it says out, that means we're not even in, like in the U.S. One time we were 111, I think, a couple weeks ago.
In Vietnam?
That was 17.
Hey.
But so right now we're not rated in the U.S. I'm not sure how far down they go, whether it's down to 5,000 or down to 250, but we've been as high as like 40 one time. But it's a fleeting moment of fame.
So that could be it for us.
That could be the highest as we ever get.
Now, I do notice the ones that get all these likes in Instagram, and when I go on, that get all these followers, what a lot of them are doing, well, the women anyway, are posting themselves in bikinis.
And so you're suggesting what, Gary?
I don't think that's going to work for us.
I'm saying definitely not going to work for me.
Yeah, but it seems it's this time of year, you get all these swimsuit, and it's the 45-year-old actress stuns in her bikini, 50-year-old actress, wows in her bikini, has all these followers. So, or what did we wear to the Golden Globes? But,
that's right.
But we didn't go, and we
weren't
even we weren't invited. I didn't watch.
You know what? That should be our goal for next year.
To get invited to the Golden.
One of these award ceremonies as podcasters.
Well, it was a Gary. Yeah,
we could podcast live,
and then our friends would. What will they wear?
Yeah, I'm telling you what. I'd have to do a complete wardrobe remake because I have nothing I could wear out in public, except this kind of public.
Well, this is our favorite kind of public anyway.
Well, let's talk about Watershed for a minute. Because we both traveled out
and we're
Watershed.
Only as the crow flies, if the crows were flying today. I saw some yesterday, but I don't see any crows.
I don't see a bird in the sky, actually.
But if the crow flies or flew, it's only, 5 miles to Watershed.
That's true.
Just follow the water.
That's right.
Yeah.
And I can hear the wind coming through on these mics. We are definitely outdoors, and it's windy.
Yep.
So we'll apologize for a little bit of rumble. But I did read get this newsletter about podcasting.
Yeah.
And they talked about very popular podcasts these days. There's several of them. Comedy is one, but are these true crimes podcasts? So I'm thinking, what kind of crimes do we have down in Watershed? We could have a true crime like offshoot.
Well, wow, here comes the wind.
I know.
I wasn't thinking about the crime part. I was thinking about combining more of the Real Housewives of Watershed and American Pickers, where the Real Housewives of Watershed go in each other's homes and pick stuff. But I don't. Maybe they could get in bikinis.
Yeah, no, that may work.
Yeah,
we got some pretty good-looking women down in Watershed.
Yeah,
we got some that aren't so good-looking too.
Well,
but that's probably everywhere.
That's how they feel about us. But
well, you know what, and that's why you can take your glasses off and everybody looks better.
We do.
So, only other thing, I'm talking about YouTube.
Yeah,
I do all this research and stuff. And I watch all these videos on YouTube, and one of them is how to get your first 1,000 subscribers. And our YouTube channel, we should just say, it's mostly our podcast and some we call them funny videos, little PR videos. So we don't really have an angle or a theme or a niche we're in. But they talked about doing how-to videos are very popular, review videos like camera reviews. So I'm thinking, Gary, we review some of these old people products.
That's a great idea.
Where could we start?
Oh, well, you mean at either going in the grocery store?
Yeah,
or the pharmacy, or in some cases, heck, they're combined.
That's true.
And we go down the old person aisle.
And pick something out.
Pick out the different, what do you call them? Like security pants, or...
You know what? Those are
the delicate name, something.
Yeah, we know brand names, but that security pants. That could be a whole new.
I just see. I buy the ones called Big Load.
Never leaks.
Never leaks.
And we did have an episode where Coach Solomon did give us some ideas of some other names. I forgot them
Sure.
now, but they'll check those out
Yeah.
again. So we should do that. That could be a whole nother group of people that
It
start
could
to follow
how to or how to behave when you're in there, and then someone sees you looking at the different options, and then they kind of look at you and they're trying to figure out just
I did have to buy some of those one time for someone close to me. And I did not want to go to CVS, the drugstore, because you had to actually go to a counter. So I bought them at Ingles, the grocery store, and I went through the self-check. And I pretty much got out unscathed.
Without anyone,
No one noticed.
Yeah.
But I think people wouldn't really care. I think we should start. I think we should go to the drugstore or the grocery store, check out some of those items, and we'll start reviewing them.
And if we see someone who's looking and then they seem hesitant, we could just go up to them. We could be like their support.
That's true.
It's okay.
You know what?
We've been there.
Right. And if you're buying your first something like that, you need that support.
And I'm thinking there are probably still things they haven't come up with. Maybe we could invent new items. I thought of one for men, which would be...
Oh, is this clean?
Yeah, it's pretty clean.
Okay.
I mean, it would be just based on my own experience and trajectory or lack thereof.
We got the Big Whizz Pocket Buddy.
We do. But this would be more if you're outside and you have to go. A little cover you could put on your shoes. What do you think of that?
You know what? Or some kind of drip cover down your pants, too.
Yeah.
I think you got a good idea there, Gary.
Just something you could just put on the shoes right away and then take it right off, and hey, my shoes are fine. Yeah.
All right, that is a new product
and somebody's probably stealing that right now.
You know what? So we're going to say that is already in the patent office right now. Okay, we'll get our lawyer there,
maybe.
Joe, to file a patent on that pending. So
and those could be branded, I don't know, like the Rabbit Island.
That would be cool. I mean, like the
Polo
Polo gear and Lacoste gear and Asics and all these brand names, New Balance. Yeah, Rabbit Island could have their or G&M.
G&M.
You don't want to get confused with General Motors, so
No,
G&M.
G&M PU.
There you go.
Podcasting University. And remind people out there, if you need a degree on your wall.
I'm telling you, there is no reason you should not jump on this opportunity. The only university in the nation, probably the world, you can enroll and graduate in the same day. With a diploma.
And it costs you nothing but a little bit of time.
And hardly any time.
And a sheet of paper.
And that's true.
Assuming you have a printer.
And that's true. If you don't, we can make arrangements.
You can have your people talk to our people.
That's true. We've got a lot of people. Howard is one of them. And Howard still is out there doing research. He crunched these numbers of our shared, Show the Love campaign. And it didn't take him a lot of work because he was a math teacher. And to take, 42 and say we now have 43 to math was easy for him. Easy for me. Well, I think this has been a good episode. We've got some new good things in the future.
And the sun's still up.
The sun's still up. We're going to take a picture of this beautiful lake summit.
The lake summit.
Glad to be back here at Camp Mondamin.
Yes, and if we have any listeners from Mondamin or Green Cove, please tell your friends.
Yeah, and go back and check other episodes too. We mentioned this place a lot. In fact, we've interviewed some people who've been here, and we will interview some more in the future. And if you happen to have a son or daughter of Camp 8, you should check out. They have a girls' camp called Camp Green Cove. And I know Mondamin is Mondamin, MONDAMIN.com.
Right. And he was a character in the Hiawatha poem, Song of Hiawatha.
There you go. That's where the name came from.
From the Master of Life descending, I, the friend of man Mondamin, come to warn you and instruct you how by struggle and by labor you shall gain what you have prayed for. Rise up from your bed of branches, rise, O youth, and wrestle with me.
And I want you to know, as the applause dies down, that he was saying that from memory.
Yes.
So that is a good test that shows you have no issues with memory. That is fantastic, Gary.
Long term, the short term stuff.
Yeah, but I can remember short term. Like you've asked me to recite a poem, I would be out of luck. My name, I can get that far. So it has been fun. sitting here on the tower at Camp Mondamin,
by the shores of Lake Summit.
Lake Summit,
Here
North
we
Carolina, in Tuxedo. And thanks for listening.
Yes.
I want to thank our sponsors. Again, we've mentioned Rabbit Island out here.
Yes.
We're not at Green River Eddy's, but they're
No.
still one of our sponsors. We would have been there, except they didn't open until 4 today. And
Right.
That's nap time for us.
Right.
L.J. Meyers and his White Dove release program.
White doves.
And I think we also mentioned the Big Whizz Pocket
Big
Buddy,
Whizz Pocket Buddy.
which that could be the sponsor of the little shoe covers.
It could be. That might be right.
So, folks, let us know if you're hearing us. Tell
Yes.
us what you think. We'll give you a shout out. Our email is, and all this is on the website. Website is GaryandMark.com.
GaryandMark.com.
But the email is GaryandMarkShow@gmail.com.
Right.
And we will look forward to seeing you soon in another episode. So long, Gary.
So long, Mark.